Bounty Radio World, and welcome to my review for Snowpiercer, a film that's recently just come to available online. I've recently just finished watching it, and holy shit, fantastic. I have to say, one of my absolute favourite films of the year so far. Just really good concept, really good acting, fantastic action, really good kind of nasty kind of Korean violence, which I absolutely love, old boy style in a sense. Really good concept. I really enjoyed the storyline, and I loved the ending of the movie. I don't think I've enjoyed a 2-hour film even more than I have this year so far. Fantastic. So let's talk about Snowpiercer. Why did you black out the sun? So Snowpiercer is from the director of The Host, a Korean kind of monster movie, kind of half American, half Korean in a sense. I thought that was a pretty decent movie. It's currently in the works of getting a sequel, which I'm curious to see what they could do for a sequel movie. This movie, storyline wise, is basically set in a post-apocalyptic world, and basically the rest of humanity, all of life, is on this train, this kind of never-ending, train around the world in a sense. And there's two sides. There's kind of the rich upper class side, and there's the kind of the tail, bottom side of the train, and the poverty inside of it sense. And basically, a revolution is about to happen. Of course, the tail side wants to get from the top side and basically conquer and basically try and take over the train. Because the way they've been treated, the way of supplies, the way they kind of just. They're just trash in a sense. They're the lowest of the scum and this train system, and that's the main story without giving away too much. Chris Evans in this movie, if you're not familiar with the movie, he's a really good role. I think Chris Evans' performance was absolutely fantastic. Of course, he's one of the main leads. I thought his performance was just nail on. He's definitely a guy that's been there, kind of done that in a sense. He's part of the world of what it was before, and of course being on the train world in a sense. You can definitely tell he's been down. He's got a lot of history. He's got a lot of past. Basically the whole world in a sense is covered in snow. It's global warming has actually happened in a sense. There's snow everywhere. There's no form of life, and it's basically that. And this train is operating. It keeps running and running, and it's a quite interesting concept, to be perfectly honest. It reminds me in the same lines of The Divide and the Colony. If you've seen those two movies, I kind of think of it as an unofficial trilogy in a way. It seems to work quite well on that sort of theme, post-apocalyptic theme. The actual movie itself, I think, is absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed this movie from start to finish. It's a 2-hour movie, and the pacing is just spot on, fantastic. It doesn't feel, like a 2-hour movie. It's nice pacing, good character development, really good action as well. I have to say, the first half an hour, get straight into it. The characters, the planners, you kind of see from their point of view in a sense of what's going on. You get to understand the kind of their lifestyle, what they have to do. I think it's just generally quite interesting. It's generally a good thrill ride movie, and it's the idea of going through the levels of the train. You get to see the upper class citizens in a sense. It's another kind of version of the Hunger Games, that type of world, in a sense of course, the districts stay the districts, and the higher class, the main citadel kind of place is that. And that's basically that, taking that concept and putting it on a train in a sense, and it's generally fantastic. I mean, I'm trying not to say more words than fantastic at the moment, because I just think it's a really, really good movie. I mean, I had a lot of expectations, a lot of hype for the movie. I don't want to put too much hype, if I'm being honest. I think some people could be disappointed. I can't really see how. I mean, I had high expectations, and I got exactly what I wanted to see, and a little bit more, in all fairness. There's a couple of little goodies, a couple of surprises in the movie which I generally wasn't expecting, so I'm not going to ruin too much for you folks. But I will say is it's got some really fantastic acting. Of course, Chris Evans in it, and he's just a fantastic figure. You've got Joon-ho, a classic, British actor, really good performance from him as well. Some really good intention scenes, really good, fight scenes as well, old boy style. There's one sequence in this movie which I think anyone that's watched this movie will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very similar to the hammer scene in that old movie. So if you've seen Old Boy, the original, and yeah, there's basically a 20-minute scene, action scene, involving kind of axes and hammers and shit like that, and it's just freaking fantastic. It's proper old school kind of directing style fighting, and it's really good to see that on screen. From well, from a Korean director doing a kind of American type movie, it's quite interesting. It's got a good mix between like, you know, different nationalities like American, British, of course Korean, lots of different kind of multi-region cast members, which is really fantastic. It makes sense, to be perfectly honest, in all fairness. So the action's really good, well pacing as well, it flies by those 2 hours do. Some good revelations, good twists and turns, definitely for sure, and it has a really good ending, a very satisfying ending. I wasn't sure where they were going to take this movie was, and by the end of the movie, thinking that actually makes sense. You know, it's pretty good, and it's actually typical kind of the idea of like human nature and, you know, good versus evil and that type of thing, and greed, and, you know, the idea of control and fear. It's just one of those basic themes, and I really like that. And they touch upon the post-apocalyptic movies. I think it's just quite, you know, interesting in that sense. You know, if you definitely want to see this movie, I would hugely recommend it. You know, I'm not sure when it's going to get an actual official release. It seems like it's going to be a bit of a troubled distribution recently. There's been like talks ages back about 20 minutes being cut out of the movie, which after watching it, I can't really see how 20 minutes can be cut. I mean, it just flows beautifully together, and I would hate to imagine what scenes would be cut out of that entire movie. I'm guessing more violence and probably some character development in places, but I think the movie flows beautifully together. Good direction work from the director, really good work, good acting, good pacing, good action. It has everything you want to see in a post-apocalyptic movie and so much more, and some good twists and turns for sure. That's my review on Snowpiercer. I hope you enjoy watching this review. If you want to know anything about the movie, comment down below. I'll definitely inform you guys, and I'll definitely recommend you want to see it for sure. So in the meantime, I'm 50. Signing out.